つまりソウルエッジは英雄の剣なんかじゃない。邪剣なんだ。
そっか。
Good morning, boys and girls of the internet. Today is Saturday, November 10th, 2018. Vlog number 314. Started watching that show. I think it goes on like True TV. It's on Netflix right now. It's called Adam Ruins Everything. I'm sure you've seen plenty of clips of it shared at YouTube and stuff and on social media. He's had like mini clips that he's done, but they apparently made it into a half-hour show. And he pretty much like takes like somewhat mundane subjects and ruins them. Like everything from football to restaurants to weddings, death, and even like he even ruined sex in one episode. It's pretty funny the way he was kind of talking about it. Like, I didn't know that, I mean, everybody kind of thinks about, when they think about sex and STDs, that they have to protect themselves against like herpes. And everybody's all like super scared about herpes, but everybody fucking has herpes. I know it's gross to talk about, but first of all, herpes is not that big of a deal, apparently. I don't have it, so I'm like one of the few that doesn't have it. But all it is just, you know, every once in a while you get some, you know, bumps, some red bumps here and there. You know, human body, you have all kinds of red bumps popping up here and there randomly. So it's not too big a deal. I guess like the way he explained it, I'm trying to remember, he said like, oh, back in like the after the sexual revolution and all these STDs really started, you know, coming to the forefront, that it was just categorized along with all the other you know, really bad STDs as, you know, oh, this is all really bad stuff, and it's all kind of just to ward off people from having sex. People still are going to have sex, so there's no getting around that. But what do you say, like something like 90-some-odd% of people have herpes? It's like a ridiculously high number. It might not be that high, but it's quite a lot. So, and he said that, you know, if you have it, it's no big deal. In fact, most people who have it don't realize that they have it. Okay, that's good to know. What else did he do it on? He said he did an episode on weddings, which I found that was kind of interesting in that there's a lot of traditions that weddings do now, and it makes sense when you think about it, that only really exist to make money for the certain businesses that, you know, run that type of thing, like you know, wedding dresses. You know, back in the day, people used to get, you know, married and whatever, you know, whatever their finest dress usually was that they had, and usually wasn't all that fine if they were a common person in like the 1800s. They just wore whatever dress they had, and having white as a dress was a rarity, because it was hard to keep things clean back then, when if you didn't have anything to really keep white cloth clean, so everything was more brownish, if anything. You know, when I think it was like some like princess got married in Europe, and like people were, you know, all up in that wedding, and they're like, oh my god, look how beautiful she looks in this white dress. That's kind of sparked that, hey, more people, you know, kind of like this look. They want to recreate themselves, and so people kind of latched onto the idea that, oh, I want this to be extravagant, this wedding, that I want to look like a princess. I want to have all white, you know, because it really doesn't have anything to do with like, oh, you know, white dresses preserves your virginity. No, Doesn't mean you're a virgin. Screw that. It's just white makes you look like a princess, because that's what a princess looked like once in her wedding way back in the 1920s or some shit. But everything due to, to catering, photographer. I'm a photographer, so that's kind of relevant to me. Flowers, freaking banquet halls, whatever. It's all like really, really jacked up prices when it's a wedding. He even mentioned there was a stat like, if you get like a caterer and, like a party planner for any other type of party, it's like so much cheaper than if you do it for a wedding. Even if it's the same amount of people and same amount of food, same amount of everything. But when you do it for a wedding, the price is like easily doubled. So like weddings, that's a racket, man. That's just like fleecing people. And it's just funny to watch kind of things. And then you kind of give the show some trust that they do cite their sources, like what pops up on the top of the screen where they get their sources from. So it is a lot of the information they give. You can go like, wait, is that really true? Well, yeah. I mean, you can probably look at the sources and find out for yourself if it's true. But I'm more inclined to say, okay, if they went to the trouble to cite their sources, sure, I'll believe them. I'll believe what they say about certain things, especially since a lot of it, when they say it, it's like, okay, well, hey, that makes sense. And of course, for weddings, they'd want to jack up prices for shit. But one of the ones that I recently watched, he did about illegal immigration. And this one was pretty interesting. That I'm not going to get too into the details, but he kind of made the case, and I'm sure it will rub a lot of right wingers pretty raw, that when you deport a lot of people, it's actually bad. Not just for the people being deported, but for us. And again, not going into many details, but that I kind of believe too, because I remember seeing a case once where I think it was like Oklahoma or something. They deported a shitload of people that were working on farms and stuff, and all of a sudden they're like, shoot, we can't find people to work these fields and like to do some of these menial tasks that we were paying these people, pretty low wages for. So please, get some of these people back. We need more immigrants to do this work, because we can't get regular Americans to do it. So that turned around really quick for that state. And also, and I didn't realize this, that there's a lot of cases where actual Americans get deported because of our immigration courts in this country are really fucked up. And that's something I didn't really realize. I thought that most courts would be able to handle like an immigration thing, but no, it's only like there's not that many immigration courts in this country, for one, and for another, like they get so bombarded with immigrants coming to the courts, like they kind of, it's like, they can't take the time to really look at every case. So there's, not to mention that people that are here with like somewhat legal status, that they're trying to get their paperwork together, and they're trying to be here, live here legally, and then they didn't like cross the border. They just maybe came here traveling through with a visa, and they want to stay, and they have to try to get their paperwork done and stuff. But no, like sometimes they can get caught, and go, hey, wait, where's your papers? Were you born here? Blah blah blah. It's like, well, we're gonna deport you, and then they have to like go through immigration court, and a judge might go like, well, where's your papers? What? No, bye. Just not really take the time to really look at the cases. Another thing, there's a stat that he put out. It was something like 60%. He's all like, a lot of Republicans, especially, want to build a border wall on the South. He's like, a wall's not going to stop immigration, especially illegal immigration. For one thing, what we have a lot is called like a revolving door, where that might sound bad as a revolving door, but that's actually a good thing, because there are people that legitimately cross, back and forth between, here and Mexico, and they do it for legitimate reasons. Now, you build a wall, you're gonna, stop that, and it's gonna be hard for a lot of people. Might be stuck on one side or the other. But another thing, you build a wall. You know what goes over walls besides people with ropes and ladders? Fucking airplanes. He says something like 60% of all illegal immigrants that are staying here came over here on a plane. They purchased a ticket legally. They didn't sneak on a plane. They flew here legitimately with a passport, but then they didn't leave. They just decided to stay. That's illegal, in terms of immigration, but a wall's not going to stop that. So suck it, Trump. So that's it for today, I think. Talk to y'all later. Everybody have a good day. I love you.
Yeah!